Hello there everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you have yet to watch our other Philippines travel vlogs of how we travelled from Singapore to Oslo in 10 hours, as well as swimming with whale sharks in Oslo, click on the links in the description box below. In today's vlog, I'll be recounting and sharing my personal experience of learning scuba diving as a first timer in Philippines and also trying to get myself certified as a scuba diver.
Motorized tricycle.
So continuing from our last travel vlog, we checked out of Whale Shack hostel and went out to the main road to try to flag down a jeepney. But after waiting for about 10 minutes or so, we were unable to get any jeepneys willing to bring us to the Quatel Beach where we were supposed to catch our ferry to Panglao. Instead, we decided to get onto a motorized tricycle where a motorbike is attached to a seat or sorts, which you'll see in the video later. So imagine 3 grown, not very petite adults squeezed onto this vehicle with our 10 kg backpacks per person. I actually felt very sorry for the driver because the tricycle engine was literally sputtering to get us up the slopes that we had to go through before reaching the beach. A motorized tricycle, especially in the suburbs area, is quite a common, affordable mode of short distance transport for the locals to bring them from one destination to another. So, to get to the boat out there, we have to wear our life vests, take this blue boat and go up there.
Just happy that we are here.
We were there!
That's our registration counter, and now we are on this boat going to a bigger boat.
哦，它直接拉耶。 So the motorized tricycle actually brought us to Quatel Beach, where we had to take a small boat to get onto a larger ferry in order to get to Momo Beach in Panglao, where our next stop was gonna be. So pretty! You wear mask? What you wear? After we arrived at Momo Beach, we got onto a jeepney which brought us to our accommodation, Lost Horizon. The jeepney ride cost 300 pesos for all 3 of us. Lost Horizon is sort of like a resort or chalet style. We booked a family room so that it could accommodate all 3 of us in the room. It consists of a queen size bed, I believe, and we requested for an additional mattress where Mr. P was going to sleep on the floor on.
Yeah, karaoke. Maybe we'll finally on the jeepney.
Yeah, this is a jeepney.
Wow. Who is this? Hi. Miss me.
safe, right?
Yeah, are we using it?
Yes. There's
Here's our second accommodation. Oh,
冰箱，冰箱可以放水。
So one thing I noticed when I was in the Philippines is that the daylight actually starts really early. So it will be bright and sunny by the time it hits about 5 AM. Consequently, it also meant that the daylight hours were really short. By the time it hit about 6 PM, it was rather dark outside. This meant that we had to squeeze a lot of our activities within the daylight hours. So by the time we arrived at Momo Beach and got to Lost Horizon, it was late afternoon. One of the key reasons why we chose Lost Horizon was because the resort is just right next to the dive school which I was going to attend. Mr. P booked the accommodation thinking that it would be a very convenient location so that we would not spend a long time getting to the dive school in the morning as well as getting back to the accommodation after lessons in the evening. Because we were losing daylight, we decided to skip our lunch and head straight to the dive school. And that was where I sat down with my dive master and we discussed about our plans for the next 1.5 days in order to get certified as a scuba diver. Eventually, the decision was to try and get myself certified through accomplishing 3 pool dives as well as 2 20 minutes ocean dives. Alona and Mr. P are already certified divers, so they can do their ocean dives at any point of time. But they were mostly waiting around for me as well as doing their own refreshers in the pool with their own instructor. So if you recall in my earlier vlogs, I did take the online scuba diving exams and I passed it, but my dive master Ole, he was very particular about theory as well as practical lessons. He was insistent that I complete the hard copy version on the spot, and after I completed the 50 question quiz, he actually ran through the questions one by one with me just to refresh the theory. This was only the beginning, but I realized that Ole is a dive master who is very particular in ensuring that all beginner divers under him are adept in both theoretical knowledge as well as practical knowledge. In fact, as we moved on to the pool dives and the pool lessons, he will make me practice every procedure at least 2 to 3 times to ensure that I'm comfortable with what I need to do, what I need to know, as well as to build a certain level of muscle memory inside of me. I put on my diving wetsuit for the first time and also had hands-on experience in putting together my BCD. As a beginner diver, you're supposed to put these equipment together yourself. Once you're certified as a scuba diver, when you go for dives, the dive shop will usually be the one putting together equipment for you, but as a beginner, you have to do everything yourself. So this is one of the ways where the dive master ensures that you know your equipment well. In case of emergencies, you know what to do basically. So on this afternoon itself, I went for my first pool dive. After I ended my lessons in the evening, I went for dinner nearby. So we just walked and we decided on a certain fast food outlet. The food wasn't great, so I will not talk much about it. Wow, 你看我脸好圆哦。
狼狈，我是滑滑稽。那你回食個做2個鐘嗎？披薩？
我差不多。
吃太多啊？
不会，是的。
对呀，是啊。
你不要忘了，你一整天没吃。
一点吃，但是也并不代表我要吃2餐啊。啊，你有嫌弃？
一脸嫌弃。
我哪有嫌弃？嫌弃是吧？
真的。
哦，呀。
是真的，它是frozen的这个。
On the second day, we started bright and early. We went for a quick breakfast nearby. So I was nervous thinking about what was going to happen for the rest of the day, what I was going to learn at the scuba diving school. So red.
Colorful. 哦，我握在这边可以。握了。
It's morning. This is our resort,
Lost
Horizon. We're gonna find breakfast before we start the day.
听说他们的 plastic。
呀，很坚固哎。
Trying to open this Milo packet, put into hot water.
看你看的，你看好的，你看那个好的。
不要看呐，都讲了不要看。
Why? Alina will taste test the hot water.
face test.
这是奴才的功。
奴才的功。
我帮你 check 有没有毒。哎呀 ，Let's 饮车。哎，
哇，
这个是 Coco Mart。
Our American breakfast comes with mango, 3 slices of bread, what's
Ham.
this? Ham, 2 eggs combined, butter, marmalade, a glass of orange juice.
And me.
No. So after the breakfast, we reported to the dive center, and since the pool was occupied, Ole decided that I could do part of my pool practice in the shallows in the sea by the beach. So we headed there instead.
Maybe we can see fish here.
Maybe.
You can do it. You can do it, Jelly.
I don't think that I got time for shit when no one's hitting on my line. I've been waiting for this all day. Homie said that he gon' slide. I got a shawty and she right with me, but she working overtime, you see. I've been spending all day thinking about you and how we gon' make it out, baby, come through. I'ma keep it real and you know that. Sometimes I wanna feel, wanna go back. I'll pop me a pill, wanna slow down. Dreams ain't get you meals, let it go now. I'm a simple guy and I got simple demands. So how the times change, will the world give me a chance? I don't know. That's how the wind blow. Don't go. We gotta make it la 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 la. I don't think that I got time for shit when no one's hitting on my line. I've been waiting for this all day. Homie said that he gon' slide. I got a shawty and she right with me, but she working overtime, you see. I've been spending all day thinking about you and how we gon' make it out, baby, come through. You know that I'm grateful that I got me a home, yeah. In the heart of a shawty who hold me down, yeah. Life will hit you.
After completing some of the exercises in the shallows, Ole decided that I should be able to push myself and head out to try an ocean dive. So of course, this freaked me out quite a bit because I wasn't sure if I was ready enough for that. I had merely completed only one pool dive at a point of time, and I wasn't sure if I was able to do it, but I would still give it a shot. Turns out, I did spend about 15 minutes underwater before everything became very overwhelming for my senses. Everything is just zooming through my brain and I just couldn't handle it. Things like trying to equalize my ears, trying to make sure that water didn't enter my mask, and it just got harder and harder to breathe as I went deeper and deeper. Suddenly, I just could not take my next breath through my respirator. The breath seemed to catch in my chest and I panicked, so I just chose to surface.
Long hair, silhouette, champagne, cigarettes. I try so hard to be something I'm not. So sure I'm distressed. Blame it on the internet. I try so hard to be something I'm not. I just hope that someone else can make me stop. 'Cause I think I'm turning around, but it's time to stop pretending. Call me out, I'll be overwhelmed. And I'm sorry for not speaking up. I never
So after returning to the boat, catching my breath and resting, Ole decided that since Mr. P and Elwina are still diving, I can do one of my pool exercises, but instead of doing it in the pool, I can do it in the sea. So he decided that I should do the exercise of staying afloat and swimming in the ocean. He instructed me to remove my BCD, which I left on the boat. He told me to go into the water again with the weight belt. And I was to swim and stay afloat for 3 minutes, not allowed to touch any part of the boat or anything that could keep me afloat. The time just felt like it would never end. I was just so tired and so drained by the time 3 minutes was up. Imagine struggling against the waves and paddling and trying to stay afloat while the weights just keep pulling you down. Just before the time ran out, I really thought that I was going to give up and I was going to drown. My legs were cramping up and everything was hurting so badly. So anyway, I passed that exercise. And we went back to shore. We had a quick lunch before heading back to the dive school for another round of lessons. I did 2 more pool dives. So Ole wanted me to try to head out to the ocean again. And to be honest, I was really exhausted by then. I was cold, I was hungry, and I was lacking in proper rest after the entire day of learning to dive, doing all the practicals. And technically, I only buffered a day or so just to learn scuba diving and to get myself certified. So I knew that if by the day end I did not try to at least scuba dive for about 20 minutes in the ocean, I probably never would. So I told myself that I would go ahead and try it. But thinking back now, it was probably not the wisest decision made. It got harder and harder to equalize my ears as I went deeper and deeper, and I was starting to feel cold in the water, which should not be the case, by the way. It's dangerous. The moment you start to feel cold, please stop your dive and head back up to the surface because you could get hypothermia. I tried to extend my dive as much as I could, but I ended up not being able to clock 20 minutes underwater for it to be logged as an actual dive. Physically, I was exhausted. I was also emotionally a wreck. So it was mind over body, but my body was just failing me. In summary, I think I felt so awful because I felt like I had let myself down as well as Ole down. I could see throughout the 1.5 days, he was trying his best to encourage me to overcome my anxieties and my insecurities and the fears I had of being underwater and not being able to be in control. It was a flood of emotions. I ended up hyperventilating, shivering, like the teeth chattering, shivering kind because I was so cold, and crying. I was just bobbing at the surface and all this was just happening. On hindsight, I felt really bad for Ole because he was just bobbing next to me in our BCDs, fully inflated, and we're just bobbing around. He must have felt so helpless and not sure what he could do or what he should do. I know he was looking around to make sure that we were safe and there were no speedboats or anything coming near us, and he was also looking for our boat so that he could bring me up to dry land so that I could stop feeling so cold and shivering in the water. He was just patting me on the head and telling me it's okay, not to cry, and it's also okay to not be able to do it on the first try. I am very grateful that Ole is my dive master because he has been nothing but absolutely encouraging, very kind, very patient, and yet he's also very particular when it comes to ensuring that skills are picked up correctly. So I've heard that this level of attention and strictness on detailed learning is not very common, especially if you attend a class which tends to pair 2 instructors to 10 beginners. One moment I remember very clearly, I casually asked him, why do you seem to make it look so easy? To that, he actually told me that his journey to learning scuba diving was also not an easy one. In fact, he took about 6 months to complete his certifications, and it was because he had his own fears as well. It was definitely not second nature. So in order to get his certification, position, he practiced until his muscle memory developed and he slowly stopped fearing as much. Truthfully, I think one of the main reasons why Ole was so patient with me is because he understood that and he probably went through that process or a similar process. And that's the reason why I think that he is a very good coach. I would totally recommend him to all first-time divers out there. So, summary of today's vlog is, although I did not manage to get my certification, I think I can be proud to say that I tried. I knew that I had my fears, but I worked hard to overcome these fears. I may have to spend more time and effort than others in getting to the end point, which is getting certified. But at least I tried, and I think that's all that matters. Don't give up and don't stop trying. I will not really share the costing of what I paid because I believe individuals' learning is quite different. If you speak to your dive masters, they would share with you what you should be going through. Just as a gauge, for Elwina and Mr. P, who are both already certified divers, each dive in the ocean cost about 1,900 pesos, which is approximately 45 Sing dollars. That's the end of today's vlog. If you have any questions related to diving or my experience, just feel free to drop them in the comment box down below or give me a like if you like today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
So if you're heading to the Philippines and you want to learn scuba diving or get yourself certified as a scuba diver, do check out Philippine Fun Divers.
有没有？拍有没有？有没有？你在看 video 啊？Of course, I'm forever hungry.
Huh? What? Say that again.
Forever hungry.
Forever hungry ah.
Hungry for what? Yeah, I know.
Hungry for what?
不要讲了，不要讲了。
Oh, sounds so juicy now.
Sauce, quesadilla, Oasis Warrior Burger, very hungry one, or Greek salad, lechon.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life, have to be a better me. I don't think that my head's on straight, gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my